It's the Kacee Allen Show.
Welcome back to the Kacee Allen Show. I'm your host, Kacee Allen. This is episode 53. I've been on a bit of a hiatus the last couple weeks. I've been very busy, and as some of you know, I was just elected as the newest youth chair of the Boone County Republican Party of Kentucky. Now, I've been in Kentucky and in Boone County, Kentucky my entire life, and I've very much cared about this area and seen how the left has infiltrated our institutions just like everywhere else. So I thought it was adamant that we get newer and younger voices in these leadership positions. I came in and I honorably accepted. And basically, I've been caught up in the Boone County Republican Party politics. So it's been very fun. It's been very interesting. And I'm glad the committee has decided to put me a part of this process. And you know, there's a lot of things that you can do on the local level that will really help in the long term in the general election. So with that being said, today is May 21st, the day of the primary elections in Kentucky. And we're specifically going to focus on Boone County, which, like I said, is my hometown and the third largest county in the entire state. So our bluegrass and conservative movement within the county does speak to a very large level within the state and a national level. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the candidates of each position, and I'm going to tell you my individual picks and why they should get your vote today. So we're going to start with District 11 State Senate race. I'm going to go with Steve Rawlings on this one.
This bill seeks to ensure that religious rights are adequately protected. HB 204 ensures that Kentucky courts will use the most accommodating language to ensure that religious Kentuckians have a fair day in court. Codifying these definitions will ensure that Kentuckians can be heard if any part of the government burdens their religious practices.
Steve was the recent state representative of District 11, and he did a great job in his first term. I personally met Steve at a Boone County Republican Party meeting this past month. I think he's a very straightforward guy, and he actually congratulated me for being nominated as the next youth chair. So he's someone who's very tough on crime and was actually endorsed by the Boone County Sheriff and is very pro-school choice. So he wants your kid and the parents to be able to decide where they want to go to school and not being dictated by the authoritarian government. Now moving on to State Representative of District 60, I'm going to go with Marion Proctor.
I'm very excited that we are offering choices in health care for our inmates, and I'm hoping that we continue to do this for those in Kentucky who are not incarcerated, that they too can have choices in health care to have affordability, accessibility, and improved quality. So I'm enthusiastically yes.
She is the incumbent and previous state representative and is a big advocate for the changing of the certificate of need, which is very important, and is very pro-school choice. For District 61 state rep, I'm going to go with Savannah Maddox. Have not personally met her, but I've heard from many other candidates that she is one of the most conservative leaders in our state.
Couldn't in good conscience not say a few things and make sure that you know a few things whenever you vote for this bill. The first of which is the fact that you have all been told that tobacco companies hate this bill, that they're not in favor of it. But the truth is, tobacco companies have been spending tens and thousands of dollars lobbying you all in favor of this bill, and they've been running ads on social media just the same. So that's the first misconception that has been spread about this bill.
She passed the constitutional carry, has never voted for anything that is liberal and always been 100% conservative to my understanding, and has never voted for a tax increase. This is someone that is a prime representative of the conservative movement. So yes, I think she should definitely get your vote. And she is, just like Marion Proctor, is a current state representative looking to serve another term. So yeah, vote for Savannah Maddox there. And TJ Roberts. TJ is someone I personally know. and is a friend of mine. He is running for state representative of District 66. TJ Roberts is a constitutional lawyer. He's a person that literally sued Andy Beshear during COVID and won to fight for religious liberties. You know, when the masks and the lockdowns happened, they said that they could not, in many cases, we could not go and attend church and attend mass, which is in the Constitution. We have every right to do so. Andy Beshear said if anyone does attend, you will be essentially prosecuted. You'll face a large fine or even jail time. TJ said, screw that, I'm going to go to church like anyone should. And for that, he was punished. He was given a notice on his windshield that he basically would be punished for attending church that day. He took that lawsuit to court and he won, proved that Andy Beshear's mandate was something that was authoritarian and unconstitutional.
Then we see 2020 come in, and that is when it's abundantly clear that this is about an existential threat to freedom as we know it. And it really came to fruition, not just with the closing of businesses, not just with the closing of mass gatherings. I was fighting against those. But then on Good Friday, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear makes clear that the mass gathering ban will apply to Christians who attend church on Easter Sunday. And if you attend church, you will receive a prosecution notice on your windshield, and you will be ordered by the government to either have 2 weeks of what was essentially house arrest or face up to a year in jail for violating his orders. I went to church anyway. I received that prosecution notice, and the very next day I retained an attorney, and we filed a federal lawsuit, which is stylized as Roberts versus Nice. And that led to a Sixth Circuit decision striking down the governor's church ban on religious liberty grounds. It further also struck down the governor's interstate travel ban as well. And on top of that, there was also another lawsuit that I was involved with in which I decided to step up my involvement and organize a protest against Governor Beshear's lockdowns. He threatened to prosecute us for violating the mass gathering ban by protesting him. All the while, he's participating in a Black Lives Matter rally. We sue him over that on viewpoint discrimination grounds, and we win that one as well.
So I think that itself speaks to every reason why you should vote for TJ Roberts. Like I said, I personally know him. I've had drinks with him. I think he's a great guy, and I think he is the future of our conservative movement. And last but not least, Steve Doane. I have attended one of his campaigns. He is running for District 69, and I think he's a great guy.
I'm running for state representative here in the 69th district. Like any father would, I want my son to grow up in a safe community, and that's why I feel called to serve in Frankfort.
He's had an outstanding track record, actually. He lowered the income tax. He repealed the sales tax on gold, and he's school choice and really pro-people and pro-freedom. So this is a guy that is another America First conservative. He is very aligned with the way I think. I like how he targets the financial scrutiny that we're all facing, especially lowering the income tax. That is essential. I think everybody agrees with that one. But the premise here is that there is a lot of fake Republicans running in this local race. People like Ed Massey, Chris Pavis, Dwayne Frolicker. These are rhinos. These are establishment Republicans that will do whatever their donors tell them. In which, in Chris Pavis' case, he accepted a $50,000 donation from a liberal organization. So his donors will tell them to do whatever they want, so he will have to follow. And it's just it's a repeating effect of these rhinos. Ed Massey. In Thomas Massey's case, which I will also endorse, Thomas Massey for U.S. Congress, he's running against Eric Dieters, who is a known pedophile. I mean, come on. There are some real jokesters and clowns that are pretending to be Republicans and really destroying the overall label and meaning of what it means to be a Republican. That's why it's I don't even like saying that anymore. I like saying America First, conservatives, or nationalists, patriots. That's pretty much what we are in this movement. So, like I said, it's election day. I'm going to be out going to vote myself just after the show. And we need your full support. We need all the conservatives I just listed to be in Frankfort, fighting for our state, fighting for our people, and fighting for the country in general. Because what we've done in Boone County over the last couple years is nothing short of tremendous. It's awesome what we've done. We've been able to get all of our local counties and all these groups so strong that we're overpowering the liberal movement that's been infiltrated throughout the entire country. And yes, we're facing tons of issues within the school system. That's probably the number one issue with the DEI and affirmative action, all these poorly instituted policies. And not to mention, there's even been rumors that in Boone County schools, there are litter boxes in bathrooms to cater to the students that identify as cats or furries, as they call them. Now, I haven't seen a picture, I haven't seen actual proof, but I have heard many conversations about this topic and the fact that the school board is trying to hide it from the parents. So that's something I will definitely be mentioning in future shows, but yeah, this is the premise of this election. Anyone in Boone County, we need to get out and vote. We're the third largest county in the state of Kentucky, and we're moving so conservatively strong, and we're on the direction to overtake the entire state and get figures like Mitch McConnell, Andy Beshear, James Comer, the Rhino, the establishment. They're going to be gone here soon. And Northern Kentucky, Boone County, we are taking over this bluegrass movement. We are the strongest and one of the most profound movements within the entire country. And that's why everyone needs to get out and vote. Our voter turnout rate was only 10% this past election, and we are the third largest county. I mean, that speaks for itself. If we're only getting 10% turnout rate, I mean, we need to get people more involved. That's why I stepped in my position, and I'm going to continue to try to get people involved. That's the key to getting our national crisis fixed. We have to start on the local level. Local governance is what will bring us to the old American values, the 1776 conscripted American ideologies that we've always had and have unfortunately been stripped away from us in the past couple years. It's going to take leadership. It's going to take fight. It's going to take true conservatism to save our country. And it's going to take Steve Rawlings, Steve Doane, Marion Proctor, Savannah Maddox, TJ Roberts, Thomas Massey, Donald Trump, and everybody else who is bound and willing to stick up for this fight. And we're willing to put America first, because that's what it's about, and that is how we will win this country back.